What ho! Greetings, spiffing and good day to you, to my American friends. It's a nice sunny day, so I thought I would film some footage of our little bird sanctuary for you to see. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the main attraction of our little tropical paradise here is what we call the Parrot Path. And this is an area right at the end of the garden, just near to the entrance, where all the birds are out in the open and they're free and able to move around wherever they want, especially guys like this. This is Neville, as you may know, a hyacinth. We have 3 of these. Quite privileged to have 3 of them actually. But this is Neville. He's very tame, as you can see. One of the few birds that I'm not afraid to stick my hand in his beak and I know that he's not going to bite me or do me any harm. He just wants to play all the time. He's a very, very special bird. Probably our most special bird, our most famous bird. Every visitor that comes here loves him. He's very playful, very tame. The amazing story with Neville is that he was parent reared. For the first 3 years of his life, he'd never had any human contact. Then we got him. We brought a female to put in with the male that we currently had. I'll show you them later. But yeah, it took us 2 years to tame him down. 2 years to get him to this stage. For 1.5 years, he wouldn't step up to anyone. At first, we had to approach him with our hands behind our back because he was that scared of hands. And then gradually and slowly over time, he got used to them. And we were then able to touch him on his beak and on his head and give him a little stroke. And then eventually we brought him out here, but again he wouldn't step up. He'd let you touch him and stroke him, but he would not step up to anyone. He was too shy, too timid, too scared to actually step up. But then one day he braved it. Not to any of his staff, mind. He actually stepped up to a customer and yeah, lifted the weight off his back foot, stepped onto this guy's arm. And he's never looked back since. He now steps up to anyone. So yeah, what a turnaround. We've had him about 3 years now. So yeah, crazy. From being parent reared and untamed to now being one of the most gentle birds that we have here on the Parrot Path. Another special guy we have is this dude. This is Denzel, or Hugo, or, well, we haven't really decided what to call him yet. But he, as you might be able to see, is a red-tailed black. Are you coming? Are you coming? Huh? What? What are you saying? What are you saying? Gorgeous crest. It's all of a sudden getting a bit loud out here. I think there's a plane passing overhead that the birds can hear. It always usually sets them off. This is Quentin. One of our longest standing birds here. He's probably been here, goodness knows, 20, 25 years. Free flighted bird. Let's see if we can demonstrate the fact that you can fly, Quentin. No, you're going to be stubborn, aren't you? You're not going to show everyone how you can fly, eh? You going? You're going to fly? Go on, fly away. Fly away. No, he's not going to fly. Being stubborn. I'll have to try and catch some footage of him flying later. So, like most rescues, we get birds in all sorts of conditions, and none more so are an example of that than Nelson. As you can see, he's missing his upper beak. He used to belong to another charity before he came to us, and as far as I'm aware, he was the victim of another bird, a bigger bird, a blue and gold I think, breaking into his cage and nearly killing him. So yeah, he's lucky to be alive. Unfortunately lost his upper beak, but he's here enjoying the sun. Mangy bird, little sun conure. What a lovely birdie. As you can see, we've got a lot of birds out here just chilling, hanging out. That one just there is my bird. That's my own personal bird, my own personal cake. I always bring him here with me. He loves being outside, loves chilling. And then this guy is really special. This is Buster, an eclectus. And He was an aviary bird until one of the other collectors that we put into the same aviary as him didn't really get on with him, so they started fighting and we had to separate them. So Buster is now out here, and yeah, he's actually a really nice tame bird. So it looks like Shake is going to join me for the next part of this tour, because as he's my bird, he just simply won't leave me alone. Just a couple of cocks. Go on, raise your crest. You know you want to. Raise the crest. Yeah, there we go. Good bird. Very interested, aren't you? Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on a tour of our facilities, our grounds, and try and show you this place. I mean, it's so unfortunate that you can't actually be here yourselves to see it. You'd love it here, you really would, as fellow parrot enthusiasts. But the best I can do is show you around and give you a sort of virtual tour, and then maybe you'll get an idea for what it's really like here. So the first thing that people notice when they come to see us is our entrance. And at our entrance we have 3 different types of owls here to greet people. Let's show you them. So in the first aviary here we have the great grey owls. These took us ages to actually get hold of. See if my camera can focus through this mesh. These were the very last owls to arrive here. Some of our favourites as well. So yeah, we're not all just about parrots. We've got some owls over there. We've got some wood owls, brown wood owls over here. They're usually hiding in their nest box though up there. Probably can't see them on the camera. And then our original owls, we've had these for years and years and years. We've got some snowy owls. Thankfully, because Britain is quite cold, most of the time anyway, these guys are absolutely suited to this sort of climate. But on a nice warm day like this, you don't see them being too active. Once you come through the entrance, you'll notice things like this. Our aviaries are open, and the residents are not at home. They literally come and go as they please. Patagonian conures. Speaking of which, there's two of our free flyers. That's Gertie and Mac. Just chilling out. So Gertie, as you can see, is pretty much bald from the neck down, other than her tail and her wings. 2 of the most essential pieces of feather on her body, because she can still fly despite all of that plucking. The amazing story with these 2 is that Mac here used to be in that aviary, and Gertie was on her own. She was a free flyer on her own, but kept coming over to this aviary just here, and they basically formed a bit of a friendship, a bit of a bond through the mesh. And we clocked this, and we decided, as they chased my feet, we decided to give them a chance, and we let Mac out, and Gertie basically taught Mac to free fly. And there goes a lorry. I think we just missed him. We just see him go into that tree. That was Kevin. You can see him just up there. I'm not sure how good my zoom is on this. There he is. You see him in the tree. Little rascal. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much freedom we give the birds here. They are free to fly wherever they want, wherever they please. Anyway, this is our hand-rearing chick unit. I'm on the outside at the moment, but this is what visitors can see as they come around and look in. This is one of the most popular elements of our sort of public attraction here. The fact that you can get up close and actually see these birds right at the start of their life. We sometimes often leave the incubators right near the window as well, even when the egg is unhatched. So if you time it right and you're lucky enough, you can actually see some of the birds hatch in real time. Opposite here is another 2 very special birds, 2 of my favourites. Where are they? There they are, right at the back. Queen of Bavaria conures. Come on, camera, focus. It's not going to focus. And they ain't going to come over. Come on, hello, Queenies. Are you coming? Might come over. But I very nearly had one of these myself. I asked the owner if I could get a queenie, because I absolutely love them to bits. They're my favourite conure. To me, they're like they are the kings and queens of the conure family. They are essentially royalty, I think, in that line of the parrot family. And I wanted one really bad, but I was advised against it, mostly because that conures, one, very noisy, and two, they're very prone to plucking in domestic environments. So I didn't want to ruin a bird that's that valuable and stress them out. So yeah, so I didn't get one in the end, but these two are my favourites. I'm hoping that they kick out some chicks. They've been together pretty much since they were both very young. How old are they now? They're probably only about 3. So yeah, they're not going to do anything yet. It'll be another few years yet, I think, before they actually do anything. But yeah, hopeful for the future. So what we've done here, this is one of the oldest aviaries. You can probably tell by just by the look of it, really. Same as this one here. This one's really old. Now what we've got here is kookaburras. Now in here, I can see them, but you probably can't see them on the camera. Just there, we've got 2 relatively new kookaburras in there. We've basically put them opposite this one because in here is our male that's been here since before the dawn of time, and we're just basically trying to introduce them to each other slowly without causing any sort of surprises or breakdowns or rifts. I don't even know where the male is. Ah, there he is. There he is. There's the bad boy. So yeah, he sadly lost his mate. How long ago was it now? It must have been 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, and he's been on his own ever since. So what we did was we got the 2 that I showed you in the aviary over there, and we're going to put them in here eventually. But yeah, it's a very slow process of slowly integrating them in, you know, getting them to know each other. He can see them, they can see him, and eventually we'll try them in the same aviary. Now over here in the UK, the most popular type of parrot that's owned, purchased and domesticated as a pet is the African grey. For that very same reason, the most common bird that we get donated after rescue are African greys, and that has caused a bit of a problem because our biggest aviary, which I'm now about to show you, is full of maybe 35, 40 African greys. And so they all live here. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of them. Most of them are more than happy to come forward toward the mesh to take a nut. Most of them were ex-pets. They're all in different states and conditions. You can see some with plucking evidence there. Some of them are absolutely in spiffing order. Like this guy, absolutely nothing wrong with him at all. But yeah, we would put these out on the parrot path, but African greys are notoriously volatile and don't take well to crowds usually. So most of them end up in here. A curious fact about this aviary, we was going to turn it into a walkthrough. As you can see with the wall there, people would go in through that door, and it's a double door system, and then they'll stand there and they can feed all the greys. But the problem is that, again, the greys are far too volatile to safely interact with the public. So yeah, we scrapped that idea. Now over here is another 2 aviaries with some very special birds in. This one has Kias. Where are they? There's one. I really wish this camera was better at picking up shadowed images and things like that, because these are really awesome to see. The female is probably in her nest box, which is down there, under the rocks. I don't know if you can see. You see that box there, right center of the screen. So we've basically put a nest box under the rocks, and the female quite often goes in there. The male, however, who is just here, is curiously looking at what the hell I'm doing. And then next door to them are the birds that fashion our logo. These are Leadbeater Cockatoos, or you might know them as Major Mitchells. Very, very pretty cockatoos. Absolutely divine. We've had these 2 for a number of years. Sadly, they've never bred or done anything exciting, but they are 2 of our showpieces. As I say, they make up the Tropical Birdland logo front and center. I really hope and wish that these 2 would kick out some chicks. It would be amazing to have one of these on the path, or just amazing simply to see them actually be successful breeders. Is he coming to see us? Bit of interaction there between the Leadbeater and the Kia. What a beautiful crest. Are you coming? Is he coming? Coming to see us? Oh, what a darling. You know, one of the things that we pride ourselves on here is the fact that we've got so many rare species, lots of unusual types of parrots that you don't see in your common run-of-the-mill sanctuary. So yeah, this really is a home and a place for all. This is perhaps my favourite aviary of them all. This is our walk-through aviary, and as you can see, it's pretty large. It's all meshed over on the roof. It's like a little paradise garden in here. We've got a small little pond, lake, whatever you want to call it, with some ducks. We've got mandarin ducks. There's some red-breasted geese in here. As you can see over on the far side of the embankment there, we've got some scarlet ibis. There's also a golden pheasant over there, and there's a Lady Amherst pheasant as well. Those ibis, I first seen those at London Zoo, and I thought they were absolutely magnificent, and I said to the owner that we should definitely get some of those. And yeah, a few months later, there they were. So you can actually buy things like mealworms to come through here and scatter them around, and all the wild birds would come down and eat, like this guy. And if you can see him on his little bird table there, having a munch. Some of the bowls that we lay down. It's great in here. It's a great feeling because there's so many birds just flying all over the place. It's like air traffic control in here. Yeah, they fly over your head. We've got so many different types. I mean, see a buffalo weaver there. We've got some I forgot their name. What they're called? Bloody heck. Golden weavers, I think. I don't know. I'm better with my parrots than wild birds. See the scarlet ibis in the tree. There he goes. I'm conscious of the fact that if I don't move on, this film is going to be a million years long. So we'll go and check out the next bit. As you come out of the walk-through aviary, we have some Scarlet Macaws there. Hello, birds. And as you can see, their aviary is completely open. They can come and go as they please. But most of them choose to just chill out inside, especially on a warm day like this. Over here, we have the military outpost. Now, militaries, while being quite endangered in the wild, are common as muck here at Tropical Birdland. We are probably the most successful breeder of militaries in the UK, which means we are swimming in them. Yeah, so we didn't know what to do with them all. We couldn't put them all out on the path because they would just dominate and dominate all the other birds. So we thought we'd give them their own little space. And that's what this is. That's what the military outpost is all about. It's open. You can literally just lean over and feed them, whatever you want to do. And yeah, they're a great thing to see on the way around. Now this arsehole is... Oh, bloody heck. This guy is my nemesis. I had one of my biggest injuries I've ever received from this guy. He is a silver-cheeked hornbill, I think? Or a trumpeter hornbill. Which one is it? I'm sure it's a silver-cheeked. Anyway, yeah, he I went in there to change his food bowl once, and he basically flew at me, beak first, pointed end first at full speed, and smacked me in the side of my head. Needless to say, it bloody hurt. What were they? Was it silver? Yeah, silver-cheeked hornbills. I was right. Yeah, we do have some trumpeter hornbills here as well. They're a little further around the grounds. We've got some magpies in there as well. So you can see the magpies. They're always flying around. Where are they? See, there they are. Yeah, nice. See, magpies and hornbills live with each other in the wild, so it just makes sense to put them in the same aviary. So we're right at the top of the garden now, and this guy is very special. This is our emu. And he's special because he has been here since the park opened back in the mid-1980s. Now, emus are only meant to live for about 30 years. The oldest one on record, I think, was 36. This guy, I think it's Bonnie, We had two of them, Bonnie and Clyde. However, Clyde sadly died last year. The oldest emu on record, I think, was 36. He's 32. 33 actually, I think. And that's what made Bonnie and Clyde so special, the fact that they were so old. If they live for just, well, if Bonnie here lives for a few more years, then maybe he'll be in the Guinness World Records as well. So around the garden we have these walk-in aviaries that you can just step into here. And they're filled with things like these guys, little budgies. And if you had some food, they'll come down and they'll basically eat out of the palm of your hand. Other birds in here are cockatoos. We used to have lovebirds in here as well, but they didn't get on very well. See some having a feed there. Again, it's just a nice place to be, you know, with the water and... Yeah, here we go, look. This guy thinks I've got some food. A lot of people just leave their food on the side like this, so millet spray, fruit, grapes, whatever. And then poor sods like us have to come in and clean this at the end of every single day and get it ready for the following. So the garden is nicely landscaped through these woods, and with the stream as well. It makes it just like a perfect setting just to lay out aviaries and turn it into a nice visitor walkthrough. Cakes! I love my cakes. This one's a little bastard. Hates women. Will fly at you and try to savage you to death. So yes, those of you who think cakes are nice, cute and cuddly are completely misinformed when it comes to guys like this. So that's the white-bellied version. They're actually stationed next to the black-headed version, but they're divided by this green parting, so they can't actually see each other. And the two black-headed cakes in this aviary, who I don't believe are out, these are the parents of Shake, my bird, but I think they're probably both in their nest box because I can't see them. This section right here is our Christmas grotto. That is Santa's grotto right there. It was all hand-built about 3 or 4 years ago. I helped lay the foundations, which was quite cool. Yeah, and we basically used that on our Christmas events. Some more special birdies, blue-throated macaws. Those parrot experts of you will know that blue-throated macaws are stupidly rare in the wild. They're pretty much almost extinct. I think there's only a few hundred left in the wild. In captivity, it's been estimated that there probably are only, say, 9,000 or 10,000 examples of blue-throated macaws in captivity. I'm not sure that estimate is entirely correct. I think there's probably a few more than that. I mean, we've got 3, and we sold one as a pet. Must have been 3 or 4 years ago. So I've seen 4 in my lifetime here. I've seen others at different zoos around the world as well. So yeah, 10,000 in captivity, it might be accurate, it might not, but yeah, we're still very privileged to have a few of them here. This is the twat of an eclectus that bullied Buster out of his home, essentially. We had a female in there, and yeah, this arsehole killed her, bastard, and evicted Buster from his home. So as we near the end of the walk, you can see some very strange types of bird here. These birds are called goats, and yeah, these were essentially purchased as part of our Christmas events. We thought they would make a nice addition. My camera work is rubbish, I do apologise. And yeah, they're basically just pets now. There's another walk-in aviary here, perhaps our most popular walk-in aviary. This is the Alexandrines and ringnecks. Quite a noisy bunch. You have to stay in here for maybe 5 or 6 minutes. And once they've weighed you up, then more often than not, they come down and actually sit on your shoulder, eat out of your hands. They usually perch on this little thing here. And they're usually quite sociable. This usually is the first aviary where customers get the first interaction with a bird from their visit here. this is the first aviary that they'll come into where the birds will actually land on you before they obviously get to the parrot path at the end. So yeah, this aviary is a favourite. And the final aviary, opposite the owner's house no less, contains our hyacinths. Can't really see them very well, they're sitting in the shadow there. Darwin and Darcy. Darwin's had quite an interesting story. We got him about 10 years ago. He's had a couple of mates in his time here. And yeah, the female that he's currently sat with is Neville's sister. Nice little koi pond. Always nice to have things like this that add to the aesthetics. There is some koi in here somewhere. There we go, you can just about make them out on the camera. And then right at the end, you turn the corner, and here you are back onto the parrot path. So if you haven't already been blown away by the amount of birds that you've seen around the garden, then this is the icing on the cake. This really gets you. And there's Shake, there he is. Hello, Shaky bird. Some other facilities, we've obviously got toilet facilities, and right at the top there is the calf. So it's a nice big calf. We hand built that. Before we just had like a shed almost that served food. But yeah, it's great now that we've got some proper facilities. We've had them for quite a few years now, to be fair. Also at the top, let me go show you the top. So you come past the calf here, which as you can see is, actually no, you can't see, too much reflection. I'll quickly show you the inside. As you can see, it's nice and spacious and big inside. And then out here, we have a kids' play area. This is probably one of the best things we've built yet. It really takes the pressure off the parrot path at the bottom, because a lot of the parents and kids come up here to have a play on the park and have a picnic up here too. We've got a dog there, that's Travis. These guys just wander around and do what they like as well. Very tame dogs. Travis, you coming to say hi? No, he's just looking for a sausage. And there is Ted. Ted is one of our oldest dogs. He's probably 13, 14 years old now. It's the owner's personal dog and genuinely a favourite. Very loved member of staff here at the park, aren't you, Ted? Hey. So that is pretty much a tour of Tropical Birdland. It's a nice sunny day here, as I mentioned, and I'm glad I filmed this in the morning because it's getting quite busy now, so I've got to go do some work. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope my little insight has maybe helped you or given you some ideas about what you can do with your own sanctuaries and show you what these things are really capable of. So yeah, it's nice to catch up with you again. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully see you again soon. Cheers.